What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crossplay. I messed up.
What?
That's the first time I mess up, dude.
I'm leaving that in there. I'm gonna leave that in there.
Did you really? Okay.
I'm gonna leave it in there.
Okay, so this is all staying in?
Yeah.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, July 31st. This is episode 83. Coming up on today's show, Annapurna Interactive won E3 this year. Several highly anticipated games have been delayed, and Kyle and Ignacio are gone today.
Wow.
But we could talk about that a little bit later. My name is Gino Viteri, and I am joined by Alan Busby. What's up, Alan? How you doing?
Prodigious, my dudes. Prodigious.
Prodigious?
No, prodigious.
Okay.
You wouldn't get it, Gino. It's a Digimon thing. You're not
Is
cool
it?
enough
Okay.
yet.
Okay. All right. That's
I don't even know what that means.
We are also joined by Calvin, aka Amaze Hobbs. What's up, Calvin? How you doing?
I'm doing well, Gino. I'm very excited to be here today. I was telling Alan that, I haven't been on content in quite some time, so very excited to be back on content.
Awesome. We're very happy to have you. Very
The
happy
debut.
to have you. Very happy to have you. So, I do want to go over what happened with Ignacio and Kyle.
Yeah.
Of course. As you guys know, Ignacio is gone and Kyle has been gone for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Past 2 weeks, first time he said he was going to Arby's. Second time he lost his internet. His computer broke, his phone broke, and what happened now is, so I wanted to say, I don't want to say this because it's very incriminating.
Okay.
Right? Because Kyle DM'd me on Twitter.
Ooh. He DM'd me
Twitter.
too, actually.
Did he DM me?
I thought it was suspicious.
It's very, I don't know what he DM'd you, but he DM'd me, hey, Ignacio's not going to be around for a while. Don't worry about it. And I was like, what do you mean? And then he's like, just don't ask. But he's not going to be around for a long time.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, well, what about you? Are you coming back? And he's like, then he told me, I don't think I'll be able to make it back in a while. So it seemed very suspect, right?
Yeah.
Like immediately my thought goes to he killed Ignacio and now he's running away. But I don't want to be so I don't want to exaggerate,
Yeah.
Maybe he got into this massive fight with Ignacio over some sort of Arby's, disagreement or something.
Well, I do know Ignacio is very passionate about Yakuza. I think Kyle said Yakuza sucked. I think that's what he said.
Maybe
that might do it. Do it.
Maybe. That's probably because he's been dealing with Ignacio for what, 4 years now or something.
Yeah.
So he was probably like, I'm tired of you talking about Yakuza. And then that's it. Put a hit on him.
Wow.
He put a hit on Ignacio, murdered the shit out of him, right? And then the hitman was like, hey man, I can't do this. Like, this is gonna be on your hands, right? So like the hitman decided to reform in that instant.
Yeah.
And he was like, I killed him, but like I don't want to deal with this anymore. So you deal with the body, you deal with the everything else. And then I think that's what Kyle's going through right now.
I do think it's really impressive that Kyle took the time to fix his cell phone and DM you, because when they look back at that in the file, that's the nail in the coffin for him.
Here's the thing that I didn't tell you, Alan, the first time.
Yeah.
It was Ignacio DMing me.
Oh.
And he said it's Kyle.
Whoa.
So it was Ignacio's account.
Interesting.
Right? It was Ignacio's Twitter account. He's like, hey, it's Kyle. Just so you know, Ignacio's not gonna be around for a while. And then you see in the Discord, very ominous right here.
What
do you say here? What do you say here in the Discord? He said, heads up, I won't be on the podcast tomorrow.
Yeah. From Ignacio's Discord account.
Interesting.
From Ignacio's Discord account. Yeah. So
Gino,
no reason either.
Gino, I'm gonna add to this. I think Kyle actually I think Kyle didn't take care of Ignacio first, or however it was. I think they came after you first because your Twitter account was suspended. So I think they came after you first, and then you came back.
So yeah, they tried to hit me where they think it would hurt.
Yeah.
But what happened here was my Twitter account got suspended.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I realized was I clicked on, I was trying to like someone's tweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why isn't it clicking? Why isn't it letting me like the tweet? And then I clicked on my profile and I had 0 followers, 0 following. And I was like, what's going on here?
What happened?
So then I told my girlfriend, hey, can you check my account real quick? And then she clicked on my account and it said account suspended.
Wow.
So I was like, interesting. Okay. Who's coming for me then? Who's doing this?
It's Ignacio and Kyle.
The big thing here was that it was Greg Miller from Kind of Funny, because the last video that I posted was to him, so and as time goes on, I've obviously I have my account back now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't worry about it. It was 15 hours that I was gone, right? And I downloaded the Parler app. If you guys know Parler app. Very free speech app for all the Trumpers and stuff like that. So I was like, if they're not gonna like my funny videos on Twitter, I might as well do it over here. So I did that, but luckily before I finished that, I got my Twitter account back. But I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. Let me just do the appeal and be like, I emailed them and I was like, I didn't do what you're telling me. Yeah. So give back, please. And then. So then the next morning, they were like, I'm paraphrasing, of course. They're like, hey, we decided to unblock you because you were spamming, so don't do it again.
What?
And I wasn't spamming anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's because you promoted FF14. They don't like that.
Maybe that. And I saw, the thing about it was that I was locked. I was suspended. But I saw what everyone was saying. I saw everything everyone was saying. I just couldn't defend myself. I saw, I'll call him out. I saw Corey Cudney. He said maybe too much Final Fantasy 14 he was talking about. I was like, all right, cool. Sounds good. Who else? Ignacio was like, yeah, I needed to go. Ignacio was absolutely against me. So maybe it was him,
Dude, I think this is going deep. I think Greg didn't like your video reply. Then he hit up Ignacio specifically. Okay. And Greg Miller's trying to tear us apart from the inside, coming for you, taking care of Kyle.
That could, yeah.
He's tying up all the loose ends.
Well, now I'm worried. I'm here by association.
I'm actually kind of surprised my PlayStation account hasn't been blocked yet. I'm surprised I guess Greg just sees that I'm not a threat, so I'm that sleeper hit. I'm just going to ascend, and I'm just going to sneak attack.
Yeah. Doesn't see you as a threat, yeah.
No, not yet.
See you as a threat. Yeah. So yeah, fortunately I got my Twitter account back, and but there's still several people out there that have not gotten their accounts back for stuff I think far less than what I thought it was for me was that in that video, if you guys saw it, I point a gun at Matt's neck, right?
That's what I was thinking.
I thought maybe that's what it was because I did something like that. But I guess it wasn't. They didn't really care about that part.
But that scene is hilarious. That scene is like one of the best parts.
And then I screenshotted that out. And then someone replied to it. Who was it? Campfire Design. He was like, "Oh wait, we were supposed to unblock Gino." Yeah. And then I replied with the gun at Matt's. So I figured maybe since I was threatening someone's life, that's probably what it was. But I think Twitter doesn't really care about that. It's just music, just the music that bothers them so much.
Well, it's good. It's good to have your Twitter back, Gino.
Yes, I'm back. And they tried to get me again, though, just so you know. They did try to get me again. Yeah, because they blocked me for a second. Like, they literally locked me on Twitter they were like, your account's locked. You have to read the rules so you can get your account back. I was like, all right, I guess I'll just freaking read the freaking rules and regulations. And
so you read all of it, right? You're supposed to read that. You're not supposed to skip
the top and the bottom, you know what I mean?
You got to write it 50 times on the chalkboard.
Yeah, exactly.
I will not violate Twitter TOS.
They really did. They're freaking coming for me, dude. Yeah. But we're all good. We're all back and we're back in business.
So instead of Matt Batson asking if you guys are good, you should be asking Twitter, "Hey, are we good?"
Maybe I'm trying to not. What is it? I'm trying to not provoke them.
Yeah.
I don't want to provoke
Smart.
them. True. Yeah, I'm just gonna go away for a little bit.
All right.
But anyway, while I am away from Twitter, let's talk about some video games, my friends.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Take us into what we've been playing, Alan.
There you go. So
ready?
Yeah, you started off. You've been playing the most.
Okay, so I've played these two games, but I didn't play a lot of them. But they're pretty fun from what I've played. I've played the Ascent and Tribes of Midgard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with the Ascent because I played that a little bit less. The Ascent, as you know, is on Xbox Game Pass for free right now. And it is a cyberpunk-ish. What is cyberpunk themed? It's a cyberpunk,
like futuresque.
Yeah, top-down looter shooter kind of game, all that stuff. It's what is it called? The
twin stick shooter.
Twin stick shooter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a twin stick shooter. So it's one of those. You get loot and all that stuff. And I was playing with my friend. This game is actually very hard. I thought it was pretty hard, especially if you're by yourself.
So you're meant to play with friends then?
It's definitely way better if you play with people.
Okay,
I think it's up to 4-player co-op. So I was playing with one other friend, and story's not anything to go wild about. It's the gameplay, and the thing that shines in this game the most is the environment. It's freaking cool, dude. It looks so badass. Just that cyberpunk aesthetic. Since I didn't play cyberpunk, and having this as that, taking over that for me, it's nice. It looks very beautiful, this game, because it's top down. It has that camera angle, so you're seeing like how like in these worlds they have the flying cars and all that stuff, like the Fifth Element kind of stuff, like that kind of thing. So you're seeing like the entire city in the background, and super beautifully rendered, and it's so nice how that looks with the neon lights and the lights coming in from everywhere, sunlight creeping in rooms and stuff like that. The environments are truly amazing. Gameplay, twin stick shooters are always pretty fun. But this one's a little bit challenging. So the other thing that happened was that I want to mention is that
really quick. When you say challenging, is it like challenging that like you can't do this alone, or is it like
you could do it alone? You'll just die a lot.
All right,
you'll just die a lot because it's like these are like the enemies are freaking bullet sponges. They take a lot of bullets. Luckily, there's no like ammo or anything. You just reload. You keep reloading.
Yeah,
I figure that's why they make them bullet sponges. But
infinite,
and then they hurt on the other hand too. They hurt a lot. So you need to dash. You need to use your skills. It makes you think about what you want to do instead of just aimlessly shooting at them.
Right. Let me ask you this real quick, Gino. Yeah. So you mentioned the lighting. Is there ray tracing in this game? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay.
There awesome. Is. My computer isn't good enough for it though. So.
It looks impressive.
It's very beautiful. It is that was the first thing that stood out to me, the way it looked. And that's what continues to stand out when you're going into different rooms and you're seeing the sunlight creep in. You see the neon lights and like this bustling city with so much people. Everyone's talking, everyone's doing this, doing that. I haven't played Cyberpunk. From what I saw, it's just as not even. I feel like it's more alive than Cyberpunk. So that's the good thing about it. But yeah, it's a twin stick shooter. Better to play with friends, and it is very beautiful cyberpunk aesthetic.
Have you been playing it with friends, or have you been playing it?
I only played it with one other friend, and I played it a little bit by myself. That's where it's doable, but it does get hard. Okay. It does get hard if you're alone.
All right.
And obviously enemies scale if you're with people, so it's still just as hard. But it's better to have people to revive you.
Because it's easier to mitigate the work when it's between two people instead of you trying to do it all on your own.
If you get down, they can revive you, but if you're alone, you'll just die.
Yeah, looking at the gameplay, it's not the same. It reminds me aesthetically a little bit like how I think it's Housemarque's Next Machina game.
Yeah.
It kind of looks not like that, but the aesthetic just looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of down for that.
I love that neon light cyberpunk aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's super nice to have that. So it does it well. It does it well. But other than the Ascent, I played a little bit of Tribes of Midgard, and this game is hard as well. This is also a difficult game.
So you're trying to get good now. You're trying to play the hard stuff.
I'm playing the Dark Souls of these top-down games.
I see that.
So this is another one of those. I don't know how to describe that angle, that camera angle, where you're doing from top down, like aerial. Like
isn't it just top down?
Is it top down?
Isometric, I believe, is the term.
Isometric, is that the term? Okay,
yeah.
We'll say isometric. This is an isometric action adventure survival sort of game. Similar, like if you know Conan Exiles, it's like that, where you build your base, you farm for materials, you craft your armor, your weapons, and then you just survive. In this game specifically, you're surviving against the gods of Asgard.
Okay.
And you are an Earthling or whatever the heck. You're a Viking or whatever it is. So the way it works is it's similar to like that, but it's also like a roguelite. I forget which term it is, but in the sense that if you die, you start over. So there's a tree in the middle of your base, right? In your camp, the tree of Yggdrasil, it's called. And you have to make sure that that tree survives the entire time that you're there. Okay? So if that tree dies when people attack your village, then your game ends completely. And you have to start from zero. You start a new game, and then you gotta protect your tree again. But your account is being leveled up as you do that.
Okay.
So there's battle pass and all that shit. So I got to like level 3 or whatever, because I survived up to day 4 like 3 separate times. Because day 4 is when the freaking the big boys come.
So like each round is like a day.
Yeah. So at the end of each day, when the sun goes down, you're attacked by, they're called hellings or something like that. Your village is attacked by them, and you have to defend them until morning. And on day 4 is when they start bringing the bigger ones, that like the huge wizards and stuff like that. And that's as far as I've been able to go, because they just freaking overrun the shit out of your village, dude. Like they kill everybody in the blacksmith, the leatherwork, everyone freaking dies, and then they just destroy your tree. So you have to really manage. The way that you, I guess, upgrade your tree is with souls that you get from either killing other animals or just farming materials, like daily, like regular things that you do, you'll get souls from.
Okay.
But souls are used for upgrading your blacksmith, upgrading your leatherwork, or upgrading the village. But that's also the health for your tree. So you really have to manage whether you're gonna deposit more health into your tree, or you want to upgrade your blacksmith for a better sword or something like that, you know? So that's that balance that we were trying to figure out. And it was just 2 of us, of course, so we only lasted until day 4. And we decided to join the 2 of us into another world or another match. And it goes up to 10 people. So it's 10 people roaming around this Midgard map, farming materials, all that kind of stuff. And randomly, this big Jotun appears, like this huge towering monster.
Okay.
Starts to approach your village gradually as the days go. And you can choose to go kill it. But chances are you will die if you're not ready for it.
You're making this sound almost kind of like it's a tower defense game.
It is it's like a tower defense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot of things. Tower defense, survival.
Yeah, watching the launch trailer, I did not get that gameplay. I was like, what am I even looking at right now?
Yeah. Yeah. So I went into that match with 10 people, and we survived until day 4. Like it was still like we all because this is what happened. This is what I know. It's not because it got that hard. This is what happens. When you kill that big Jotun monster thing, whatever, it gives you a gate to Valhalla, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you take that gate to Valhalla, you pretty much, you leave the game. Like, you leave this match, you're done, you get all your experience, you won, you survived, right?
Yeah.
But me and my friend didn't know that. So,
oh no.
What we didn't notice was that everybody else left. Everybody else left, and we were like, we're trying to defend the village. Where the fuck is everybody, dude? Where is everybody? And we died on day 4 or whatever. But it's a nice, fun little gameplay loop, because as if you survive until day 4, then now I'm level 3. So now they give me a starter pack to where I do start with armor now. Or I start with a pickaxe and an axe to start farming things immediately.
Okay.
So I start better off than when I did before.
So
it does improve.
It's that good balance of, unlike it being a roguelike where you just lose everything and just level yourself up.
Exactly.
As you play, you level up, and it's not letting you pick what you get. It's just giving you starter packs to make you start from the beginning, but get yourself going a lot faster.
Exactly.
Man.
So yeah, as you progress, it will probably get easier because you'll unlock these certain things and all that stuff. And obviously you're locking stuff through the battle pass and things like that. So it's a neat game.
Wow.
I don't know how long it'll last, because they do have seasons planned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like that kind of game, that'll last like that. Because there isn't anything concrete that I'm getting that I am getting, like, cosmetic stuff and things like that. But
yeah.
It doesn't, like, if I'm just gonna keep going into and then dying starting from day 0, and all my upgrades from my village are gone, it doesn't feel right.
Like doing that across
like
doing that across multiple seasons is kind of like, do I really want to invest that much effort into this?
Yeah, like, I want that feeling of, wow, look, I built this huge fort and it's freaking great, and like, no one's gonna get past all this stuff. But I feel like that's not what this is. So I don't see how it can last like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Because when you do have those games like that, your goal is to have this huge castle fort and stuff like that to show off and things like that. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna keep playing and see if I can get past day 4.
All right.
All
right.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing, my friends. Let's see here. I want to talk about Alan, what is Tie 2?
Okay, so this will really be the only thing I'll mention. So I actually finished this game. So there's a studio called Chrome Studios that is remaking the Tasmanian Tiger games from the PlayStation 2 days. Several months ago, they remade Tie 1. I played it, and it's a good game. It's a collectathon 3D world platformer. You've seen it before. It does nothing amazing. You throw boomerangs. It's real basic, real simple, but it's actually like a solid game. Just sadly, kind of
commercials for that game.
I think so. I'm not actually sure.
There was like some real like commercials. I feel like I'm thinking of a commercial where someone's in the hospital, and you see like the big character, the tie or something like that. That's all I remember.
I remember that print ad specifically, like in Game Informer or one of the gaming magazines in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that, and even like a quick YouTube search, it's not pulling up. Oh wait, what?
You see it?
It's the one where he's in the hospital.
Yes,
I see it. Hang on.
Are you putting it up? Or are you putting it up?
I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna put this up once. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, so I played Tie 1, and then Tie 2 came out, and Tie 2 is kind of like, it kind of suffers because since Tie 1's not a very remarkable game, Tie 2 kind of makes it worse because it has a lot of those gimmick levels. Like, it has a lot of driving around, vehicle piloting sections, one-off gimmicks, like a lot of your boomerangs that you use in the first game to get to certain levels or do certain stuff, they don't even work anymore. So, and it honestly, there's not really much to say at all. It's just Tie 2 is unremarkable. Like, I 100% it because obviously I gotta go for the platinum. But man, I never felt so good to fit. I never felt so great playing that game and being like, good. Like finally I'm done. Like Biomutant, I just didn't like. Like I just thought that game had great ideas, but just failed the execution. Tai 2 is not a bad game, but it's just an unremarkable 3D platformer. So Tai 2 having all these kind of gimmick level sections. So you're like, man, just give me a level where I'm platforming and fighting enemies and doing normal stuff. And you get some of those, but then when you finally get to it, you realize that the gameplay is kind of, well, unremarkable. So there's really no saving grace except for getting cool boomerangs that you can just throw a bajillion of and hearing the sound of the boomerang like being caught back in your hand and
like the Leviathan axe in God of War.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
It's nowhere as satisfying unless you throw the multi-rang that you can throw like I think 10 boomerangs if you match the throw button. So then you hear like the but you hear it rapidly with Tai catching all of them. So like that's kind of cool, but not as cool as the Leviathan axe. So
yeah,
just know that when Kratos throws his axe and catches it, just know where he got that idea from.
I walked so Kratos could run, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tai 2 walked so Kratos could run. So that's really Tai 2. I don't recommend the second game. Apparently my friend told me there's a third game that I've never heard of, and I don't even want to look that one up because I don't want it to exist. So yeah, I'm playing nostalgia. Apparently a bad thing. Thought the game was great as a child. Apparently nostalgia a poison. Not a good game as an adult.
There you go. That's what.
So that's Tai 2. More like Bye 2.
Awesome.
Buy as in goodbye, not as in buy this game.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, not buy as in purchase it. More like goodbye Tai 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw Tai 2 and hopefully it's not a boomerang. It doesn't come back to me.
Okay. So Calvin.
Yeah.
You have 3 games here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I wanna hear them in order of my interest of them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say first is least interested. Not that I'm not interested at all, but first least interested, second
It's
interested.
It's gonna be
most
Guilty
interested.
Gear.
So first let's talk about Guilty Gear, then we'll talk about Chicory, and then we'll talk about Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
So you go ahead there.
Yeah, so I have been playing Guilty Gear Strive. I know Alan talked about this before.
Yeah.
A couple episodes ago. I didn't want to spend too much time on that since you guys already talked about it already. But basically, I am newish to fighting games as well. I say new-ish because I have a foundation built off of Smash Brothers Ultimate. I've played all the Super Smash Brothers games and played them for fun, and then when Ultimate came around, I was like, no, I'm gonna get good. I'm gonna play competitively. I'm gonna go to tournaments. My goal was to get into Elite Smash, which I believe was the top 5% of players online, which I did hit. My main is Zelda for anyone that wants to know.
Hey.
But it was getting to like Smash was this game for the Ultimate. I could pick it up and body some kids online, and I was like, okay, this is cool. But like, I want something a little bit more. And then Guilty Gear came around. I was like, well, I've never played or really gotten into a game that's got quarter circles and half circles. Like, can I do this? And I took the mentality that I learned from climbing the ranks of Smash Ultimate of like, hey, I could focus on winning or I can focus on getting good, which for people that have played Sekiro and the Soulsborne games, that mentality shouldn't be anything new. But taking it to fighting games, and specifically Guilty Gear, and knowing that once I had the foundation of like, okay, what character do I want to play, going through arcade mode to make sure that's who I want to play as, then going online and pretty much accepting that I'm going to get my ass kicked. And looking at, okay, what did I do wrong there? And going from not winning any rounds or any matches to, oh, I won one round, or I won one match. Oh, I 3-0'd that person. Oh, I perfected that person, which for those that don't know, perfect means that I beat the person and did not get hit.
Hey, it's hard to do.
It is. But so yeah, for Guilty Gear, my main is Ram Lethal. It is spelled Ram Lethal. But I'm having a ton of fun. I'm just trying to get good at that game. And it's cool seeing my progress of going from, okay, I gotta do this diagonal combo. How do I do that? To be able to like pull off combos. And I think the other thing that helps too is I have 2 friends I'm playing with on PC and be able to kind of spar and match up with them and kind of be like, hey, like, let me try this on you, or can I do this combo? And being able to like get that feedback and learn from each other is always cool. And Alan, when Crossplay unlocks, no pun intended, on PlayStation and PC, I'm gonna wipe the floor with you.
Okay,
So.
well, I haven't been playing it in like a week, so yeah, you're gonna beat me. I can't.
But yeah,
I can't do the final combo move for Kai Keese in like the level 3 training mission dojo, and it's so frustrating.
Sounds like a personal problem to me.
Wow.
It does sound like that.
But yeah, so Guilty Gear, I'm having a great time with it. Like I said, you guys already went over a lot more than what I just did. So I'll talk about Chicory since that was next on the list. So Chicory: A Colorful Tale is a game that is on PS4, PS5, and PC. So I played on PS5, and I don't know if the PS4 controller does this, but the PS5 has it where when you're using the paintbrush in the game, the lights on the side of the touchpad will change colors depending on which paintbrush you're using. So people are, okay, what is this paintbrush? What are you talking about? What does that mean in context of the game? So Chicory: A Colorful Tale, I'm just call it Chicory from here on out. You are playing in an interactive storybook, a coloring book, I should say, where the world is your blank canvas. You can color it pretty much any color you want. And yes, well, I say that because areas are locked to kind of 4 different colors. Like there's a forest area that might have a red, a gold, an orange, and a green. There's at one point you're climbing a mountain. You have these icy blues and these icy purples to kind of choose from. So you have 4 colors you can choose from, but you can kind of color the world to whatever you want. If you want to get into the details, you can. There's different shapes and all that. So if you're an artsy or creative person or someone that loves coloring, I think you'll have a good time. If you have kids, this game will be a good time because you can play as the main character, who is a dog that you name after your favorite food. I named my dog Chicken. And the other player can control the paintbrush. And see, if you have kids, they can just color. They can use the touch pad on the DualSense and just or the thumbsticks and color to their heart's content. Because I did play on PS5, there was the haptic feedback from the triggers. I didn't really notice like it impacting the gameplay experience. Like it wasn't negative, it wasn't positive. It was just kind of there.
Yeah.
So I do want to call that out just because if you are playing on PS5, you'll probably notice it, but it wasn't like Returnal, for example, which I feel like did impact the experience in a positive way. But you play as a dog. At least mine was Chicken, so I'm going to refer to him as Chicken from here on out. I played as Chicken, and I'm going around. I become the wielder through circumstance, and the wielder is this being who's basically a superhero that wields this magic paintbrush that can bring color to the world, helping people out, and figuring out, you know, where I can help people, why the world has lost all its color, and what it means to be the wielder. And I won't say kind of any more on the story in that aspect, because the story is great. It's a grounded narrative on, I think, how someone in modern day would react if they had to take up this responsibility of kind of being like a hero, a modern day hero in a way. And so I like that perspective. Something I will say though, in that regard, is there's at one point, as Chicken, I talked to my sister in a pizza restaurant, and she's like, "Hey, like, how are you doing? Like, how's it going being the wielder?" And you're like, "Oh, it's fine, it's great, you know, it's really great." They're like, "No, really, like, how's it going?" And you're like, "Well, actually, it's kind of a lot. It's overwhelming. Like, as the wielder, I have to take on all this responsibility, and I can't say no, and all this stuff." And someone overhears your conversation, like, "Hey, you're the wielder, right? Can you help me out with this thing?" And your sister's like, "We're having a moment. Like, did you not just hear my sibling? That they're like kind of overwhelmed." And so I thought that was a really cool moment. And so I say sibling because something else I like about Chicory is that there's not a set gender for the dog, for Chicken. There's clothes you find through the game, and they're both masculine, both feminine. They never call you he or she. They either call you Chicken or the wielder.
Okay.
Those are the only pronouns that were used.
All
So
right.
I thought that was super interesting that, like, gender is pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah.
So if you want to dress up your dog as more masculine, you can do that. If you want to dress up as more feminine, you can do that. If you want to mix and match, you can do that.
Yeah, and plus that makes it better too, because that just means like the game, like it's that thing where like if you choose a specific pronoun and the characters say he, it's harder to self-insert yourself. But if there's no pronouns and it's just the wielder, it's so much easier to immerse yourself being that character.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 10,000%. Yeah. And I thought that was really cool, just because it opens up a lot of doors, I think, for a lot of people. I know there are some games that are like, hey, we have these clothing items gender locked, and I think now they've kind of gotten with the times. I mean, like, you know what, these clothes aren't gender locked. Like, if you want to wear these kinds of clothes, you can. It shouldn't really matter because it just shouldn't. So, the last thing I will say though on Chicory is the difficulty. So there are puzzles you have to solve where you're painting in the environment to maybe raise platforms, lower platforms, or doing certain designs to open and unlock doors. But if you get stuck, you can use a payphone to call your parents. And your mother will say, well, it sounds like you need to go to this area, maybe talk to this person, give you a very broad, generic kind of sense of what you need to do. So if you take a break from the game and you kind of forget, it's a great tool for that. The other thing, though, is if you keep talking to your mother, she will be like, hey, your father wants to talk to you. You know how he gets when he knows the answer he has to tell you. And if you want to talk to him, you can say yes or no. And if you say yes, your father will get on the phone and say, okay, you need to go 2 screens left and then 1 screen up, and then you need to do this thing and that thing. So it has a built-in walkthrough in the game if you are truly stumped.
So cool.
Yeah, so as far as difficulty, like, it's not there. You see that further illustrated in the boss fights where you can get hit too many times, but Chicken would just fall on their butt and then just stand back up, and then the boss fight would resume. So there's not really a fail state. So it really is a game that's, hey, we want you to enjoy the game and really have a great time with it. And there are side quests, of course, and stuff that you can utilize. For me, I did a few here and there, but I just focused on the critical path, and it took me about 10 and a half hours overall. So.
Okay.
Now you're making me really want to buy the game, because like that hint system sounds so like that's so true. Like you always have a parent that just wants to help you, but not hold your hand and just tell you the answer. Then you have the one parent like, no, this is the answer.
Yeah, I was already convinced on getting this game. I already wanted it.
Yeah.
I was interested in it, but
you sold us.
Your description of it, Calvin, just made me let's sideline the other games right now, and I'm gonna go to this.
Yeah,
one.
play Chicory.
I'm gonna get this one. Yeah, I've been wanting to play it because the things that I see, you know, people do screen grabs of it, and you know, there's these relatable quotes and stuff like that in the game that everyone's been sharing. So I'm like, this game looks very it looks very nice to play, just very relaxing, very soothing, very funny. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. In that. So you've also been playing Final Fantasy. Let's not stick around on Final Fantasy too much, because I talk about it every single time.
Yep.
And there is something that we gotta mention about it later. So what have you been doing in Final Fantasy?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say too much on it anyway, so that works perfectly. But so I haven't played since 2018. I think, Gino, you said that you've been playing since like the launch of Realm Reborn, if I remember correctly. I may be wrong on that, but so I played off and on, and I took a break from it in 2018 just because job, life, and stuff. And then the announcement of Endwalker, I was like, okay, this is supposedly, I forget if this is the final expansion or what exactly, but basically getting back into it, playing through Shadowbringers, playing casually. I'd done the high raid content and Stormblood and stuff like that. I main a Black Mage for anyone that's wondering. So I'm having a great time just having a casual approach, which is a little new to me, because I have gone into that kind of hardcore of like, we're gonna get the highest level, we're gonna get the materia and all these stats, we're gonna run these highest raids that requires cooperation and communication. You got to be perfect on your timing and all these different things. So I just, you know what, I'm gonna enjoy the story, blow some stuff up with my magic every once in a while, and just explore the realm of Eorzea. So
I still have the game downloaded on my console. I just haven't booted it up yet. It's on there.
No, the beauty of Final Fantasy is that you can do both. You could go hardcore, like you said, Calvin, all that communication, materia, do everything you need to do the best of your ability to raid these fights. But you could just play casually. And you could go in there, play half an hour to an hour a day, and you will enjoy what you've done. That's why I always suggest this game, because people they're like, oh, I don't have time for an MMO. And it's like, don't think of it like that. Just think of it as this single player game with a shit ton of people around you. Like, that's all it is. Because it is that first. I think of it as an RPG first and MMO second. So that's the beauty of it. You can just go in casually and enjoy it, or you could go hardcore and enjoy it just the same. I've played casually since 2013 or 2014 when it came out on PS4 for the first time on the beta.
Yeah.
And they had a beta on PS4. I tried it out. That trial was only until like level 20. So the trial now is hundreds of hours of content. But
and then there's the clip of Gino's video of it's a free trial to like level 60.
Oh yeah. but yeah, my trial was until level 20, and that I feel like that's all you need to fall in love with that game. Going into that world is incredible. So definitely worth a try. I'm glad you're getting back into it. That's awesome. All right. So that is everything we've been playing, my friends. I'm sorry, there's like little gnats around me. I don't know, like if you're seeing me do this.
No, yeah, I see you do it, but I don't see it in your feed though.
You don't see it, right? You'll probably see them like this, like flying around sometimes, which I've noticed. They're
just
like little ghost
kill
orbs.
them, Gino.
I'm trying my hardest. All right.
You know what you need to do for that real quick though is you need to get a cup and you put apple cider vinegar, some water,
and some soap, and
dish soap. Yep, leave it out. You've done this before.
Trying everything, dude. Try everything. But let's go into some housekeeping.
We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at the Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today.
And we are back. Thank you, Kyle, for everything you said there. I would like to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. Sam, thank you so much for supporting us over here. Allowing us to pay guests like Calvin over here. We're paying him a hefty sum for being here.
Can I do it? Can I do the Sam? Here's your thank you.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's for video people, but I threw the thank you at you.
Oh, you threw it at her. I thought you were just hitting her with it.
No, I threw the thank you.
Okay.
Like there's a thank you right here. Like there's another one right here.
No, it looked like you were hitting her with it.
No, well.
There you go.
That's
a better one. That's a better one. Now you threw it.
Now we threw it.
Any other Alan, what did you guys talk about on the Captain Vlog?
Yeah, I mean shout out to our other stuff we've been doing. Kyle's been gone these last couple of weeks, so we've been Whatnauts not featuring Kyle Springer. We've done Captain's Log with me and Melissa last night, where we talked about demons and how they're great roommates because they don't require basic human functions. What scares us personally, how the dark apparently scares us. We did a Captain's Log with me, Gino, Melissa, and Ignacio. One with me, Melissa, and Ignacio, where we just talk about some Digimon. We talk about heists. We talk about the weather because that's so riveting. And then shout out to our review show. This past one was a friend of the show, Jack and Melissa. They talked about the show Maniac. And then this weekend, the next review show is Melissa and her brother Jams talking about a webcomic, but I don't think Melissa told me the name of it. So just keep an eye out on all of our past stuff and follow us so you can check out all of our future stuff that we do. And you're listening to Crossplay, so you know what this is.
Awesome. So there you go. There you have it. Now, my friends, let's get into the news. You don't hear it?
No, you're good. I was making the joke.
Okay.
Where's the jingle at?
So the funny thing here is that Ignacio usually writes in little sentences on the doc, of what we should start talking about. And his first thing that he put is Twitter has finally taken down Gino Viteri.
I like how it says. I like how it's finally.
Finally, exactly. We already talked about that, so I'll erase it. And I just want to. So, guys, we talked about this last week, but I want to get it out of the way. I just want to mention. Obviously, as we all know, this Blizzard Activision thing is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
New info from last week when we talked about it, the employees, several employees from Blizzard and Activision staged a walkout.
Good for them.
Which was incredible. Yeah, a lot of them came out. A lot of people supported them. I saw restaurants that they went to giving them food. People giving them water. It was a whole thing that part of the city came out and stuff. It was great. It was incredible.
Very wholesome to hear.
Obviously, walking out for, to enact actual change, because what it looks like, a lot of people at the top are just, they're posting their support, but it's very bland, very empty. This is not going to change anything. So I think it's incredible that they're deciding to walk out. The Blizzard team over at WoW, at World of Warcraft, is doing small little things, removing things from the game, stuff like that, which is nice, but not really anything, riveting.
Nothing that makes up for all the damage they've done.
Exactly. So, other stuff has come to light.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures of this Cosby suite.
Jesus. I can't believe that was real. Like,
yeah. Text messages that they shared publicly between them on Facebook. I don't know how anyone would share stuff like that and be proud of it, but there you go. Different things that people experienced working at Blizzard. There was one about the breastfeeding room, women going to the breastfeeding room and then men just coming in and watching, not saying anything. That's fucking weird and horrible and disgusting. And how do you live with yourself just after? Like, you go in there, you do the room, you watch, and then you leave and get back to work. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know how people could do that. I go to work. If I gotta go to the bathroom to poop, I don't like anyone being in there.
Yeah, so
close. Like, I swear to God, my body's like, if it senses a presence, it just shuts.
Yeah. So of course there's a lot of stuff going on, and hopefully, but I'm sure of it. Everything that everybody that how do I say this? Everyone has what's coming to them. That's what everyone's going to get.
10,000%
for sure, 100%. So it's nice to see a lot of people coming together for supporting everyone that's been going through this. So we don't need to hang on that very often. A lot, I mean. So let's move on, my friends, to some other stuff that happened this week. A lot happened this week. So let's start with number one, the Annapurna Interactive Showcase. So I said earlier, Annapurna won E3.
Spoiler,
and I agree with that. I'm pretty sure that they had an incredible showcase.
I didn't watch it, but some of the stuff I heard was incredible.
Okay, did you watch it, Calvin?
Yes, I did.
So just general thoughts on the whole showcase. What did you think about it?
Overall, I mean, first of all, the pacing was great. I feel like that was kind of an issue. Some of the I know we're way past E3 at this point, but like some of the showcases from E3 had some pacing issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the pacing was great. I think the games came in. They were interesting. Ones that maybe weren't or we had already seen. They're like, hey, here's a little update. Moving on. Standouts for me were the people that worked on Stanley Parable and Gone Home. They didn't even show their project, but the chemistry those two had was great. Skin Deep, which the art style looked amazing in that game, and then of course Stray.
100%. Yeah. So let me go through. I want to go through the list of everything that got shown and revealed, and then we can talk about whatever we want to pick out of it. So let me just quickly go through everything revealed, and then we'll talk about them as we want to. So they showed The Artful Escape, which is coming out on September 9th for Steam and Xbox. Let's see here. Then after that one, we got Neon White, which is the follow-up to Donut County. It's like a speedrunning
so
FPS.
strange to me because those are very different games.
Yeah, they are. And then after Neon White, we got this trailer for A Memoir Blue, which looks like a very emotional game. And after that one, we got Storyteller, which is like a story building, it's puzzle. I don't know. It's different. I've never seen anything like this before, so it's really cool. We got Solar Ash, a new Solar Ash trailer with the release date.
Yep.
October 26th. Solar Ash, of course, if you know, from the developers of Hyper Light Drifter. We also got...
Which, really quick, I do believe Solar Ash is one of the first games we saw when the PS5 was revealed. Right?
Yeah, it was part of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, we got a DLC for Outer Wilds, which is interesting. And it also closed out with Stray, which looks freaking awesome. Other things that they did, they... aside from games, they also said people they were working with, stuff like that. Falcon Age developer Outer Loop is working on an unannounced game on the theme of immigrant culture in the US. What else? Annapurna is also working with Toronto-based solo game maker and guitarist Jessica Mack, which is a co-director of Sound Shapes, on another project. Like Calvin mentioned, we were introduced to Ivy Road, which is a new indie team. Founded by Stanley Parable creator Davey Reedon and Gone Home co-creator Carla Zimanja. And of course the Minecraft composer Daniel C418 Rosenfeld is also working with them to compose the music for it. What else do we have here? Last Stories Untold and Observation developer No Code confirmed they are also working with Annapurna. And we also got a montage at the end of games coming to different platforms. The Pathless coming to Steam on the 16th of November. What Remains of Edith Finch is coming to mobile, to iOS specifically, on the 16th of August. I Am Dead Rises for PlayStation and Xbox on the 9th of August. And Telling Lies and Gorogoa are going to Game Pass soon. Are going to be released on Game Pass soon. So I guess for me specifically, Solar Ash and Stray, are freaking amazing. Stray looked awesome. This was also revealed with the gameplay reveal. 5. But we got gameplay here, and it looks so. That I thought this game was actually. It looked incredible, first of all. Graphically, this game looked way better than I thought it would. I thought it would be a little bit more like a not like cel-shaded, but like I thought it would be more like a Solar Ash kind of game, like that. But this was very, very good looking. So Solar Ash as well. I loved the Pathless, and this looks like the Pathless. So I'm excited for Solar Ash. And everything Annapurna is freaking incredible. So
they delivered.
I love everything they showed here. I'm definitely going to give everything they showed here a try. But what I'm looking forward to the most is Stray and Solar Ash. What about you, Alan? What are you looking forward to?
I mean, everything else looked good. I didn't really see anything else except I heard about Stray. But as you mentioned, Stray was originally revealed as a game for PS5 when we heard about it, and that game popped up on the PSN store game where you could add it to wish list like right away. That game's been sitting on my wish list. Whenever there's like a state of play, Amy asked me like, hey, did we hear about the cat game? Oh, Stray. Yeah, did we hear about it? No, we haven't. So finally hearing about it, getting the reveal that it's going to be early 2022 and not this year. But seeing that gameplay, since we both have cats and love cats, this game, I was already sold. I was waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. I saw reveal. I couldn't be more in because I was already all the way in, but I'm in. All the ins.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love everything they showed here. You mentioned Calvin, Stray, and other stuff. What else are you excited for here?
Yeah,
everything, obviously, but you know.
Yeah. So I mean, of course, Stray, like Alan just said, like I'm also a cat lover. I mean, I love dogs too. I've had both my whole life. But just playing as a cat, just going around this cyberpunk city, just seems really cool. Stray
looks awesome.
But I mentioned, Ivy Road. Like I said, there wasn't an announced project there, but definitely just go check out their little announcement trailer if you want like a little humor in your day.
Yeah.
Because it's just, oh my god, the chemistry those two had was just amazing. I'm going to say it again and again and again. Just go check it out. But Skin Deep was really one I wanted to kind of bring up because it has kind of this cel-shaded art style, or this kind of polygonal art style, and it seems to be you're on a space station of some kind, and you can interact with different things. Like I know there's one point there's a guard or something of some kind, and there's a button you need to shoot. You're out of bullets though, so it says no bullets, no problem, or something along those lines. You just toss your gun at the button, opens up an air duct, the guard gets sucked out. There's another point you're sneaking around, and it's like, oh, you're smelly. So because you have like dirty smell clouds, you're gonna give your scent away to the guards, and they'll be able to find you. So you have to go into the bathroom and take a shower so that the guards don't find you. Like, like what is this game? I want to play it.
Yeah. I recommend, Alan, if you didn't watch the showcase, to go back and watch it. Yeah. Because they didn't just announce games; they announced people they're working with and stuff like that. And every little thing that was shown, first of all, it was well designed, because when they would go to different parts of the world, they would do a transition that was really cool. But just the way, for example, like the Outer Wilds DLC, the way the guy announced it was like, we're working on an Outer Wilds DLC. I know. And he stayed quiet for like 5 seconds. And it was like, so yeah, I'm just doing this, whatever. Because Outer Wilds is this kind of game. You wouldn't expect a DLC, but they're doing that. So it's funny that they know what they're doing. They know what they're saying. And the best part about it was that Annapurna Interactive tweeted after the showcase. They tweeted bangers only. That's it. No obviously context was their showcase, but just the fact that they're like, we know we showed you guys bangers, so there you go, bangers only. So that was freaking awesome.
What's the quote they say in Batman? It's he's not the hero we deserve, but he's the hero we need,
I guess. Yeah.
So Annapurna, not the hero we deserve, but the hero we needed.
Yeah. So there you have it. Annapurna Interactive. We're gonna try every single game that they're gonna release. So there we go. Let's move on.
Annapurna bringing more like Annapurna to Stray.
What a good one. That was great.
Thank you.
Now I need to move on because of that. Number 2, a new studio, That's No Moon, has been announced. So let me read that. This is from Fanbyte. Kenneth Shepard put this little article together, and let me just read this beginning part here. A supergroup of industry veterans from companies like Naughty Dog, Infinity Ward, Bungie, and more have come together to form a new studio called That's No Moon Entertainment. The team's first game will be an ambitious new action-adventure game that will push the limits of both gameplay and story. And it has a $100 million backing from South Korean developer and publisher Smilegate, the creators of the Crossfire series. Former studio narrative director at Infinity Ward and narrative design lead at Naughty Dog, Taylor Kurosaki, is acting as creative director, while former design director of Call of Duty Modern Warfare and lead game designer on The Last of Us, Jacob Minkoff, is acting director on the unnamed project. So lot of talent for this studio.
Yeah.
Obviously, studio announcements are pretty whatever. We don't have anything from them, just the fact that it's an action adventure game.
Yeah, in terms of game hype, this doesn't really do anything, but in terms of like the industry news, pretty big.
Yeah. So big deal, not much to say about it, because what do you guys think this is going to be? What are we feeling? This is going to be something.
It's got to be. Is
this going to be an exclusive? What do you? They didn't say anything about it.
It's got to be. I mean, in terms of just game, it's got to be some kind of shooter, because the people that have come from shooting games,
Well, I mean, they did say here, Alan. You're already not paying attention.
No, I know.
So they what
No,
do
I
we
know.
say? They said an action adventure game. Maybe it will be a shooter.
But
action
it could
adventure,
still
you know
be
what I mean?
that though.
Yeah, it could still be that. You're absolutely right. You're
Hey,
absolutely right. But
Devil May Cry is not a shooter, but Dante still shoots guns.
that
Yeah,
too.
well,
yeah.
What do you consider The Last of Us too? Because they have someone that worked on that, or the first Last of Us. Like you use guns in The Last of Us, but
Yeah, I mean
you don't
that's
consider that a shooter.
that's an action adventure game, but it's got a lot of shooting in it. See?
Yep.
Okay, so that's it.
See?
So that's what you meant. That's what you meant.
Exactly.
That it will have shooting mechanics in it. You think?
Yeah.
Okay. I think there will be a health mechanic in this game. All right.
I'm sure
Making the easy bets.
I'm sure you're gonna use the analog stick at some point.
Yeah. You have to turn on your console.
Yeah.
I did want to ask real quick. Do you guys know what the studio name is in a reference to?
Star Wars,
What?
right?
No?
Is it not Star Wars?
That's No Moon.
I feel like it's Star Wars. Do you know? Are you asking because you know?
Yeah, it's Star Wars. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
it?
I wanted to see if Alan got it, but
It's Star Wars, right? I feel like
Yeah.
who is it that says this?
It's Obi-Wan. So it says that's No Moon. This is the conversation. Obi-Wan, that's No Moon. It's a space station. Han Solo, it's too big to be a space station. Luke
There you go.
Skywalker, I have a very bad feeling about this.
So Calvin, you believe this might be a Star Wars game? You think that's a very blatant reference to Star Wars?
Oh no, I think I don't know. That's actually I didn't even consider that. I was just like, oh, it's a cool Star Wars reference. I didn't even throw in the fact that it could be a Star Wars project.
Because they mentioned something else that is interesting. Where is it that they mentioned? They said something about. I forgot where it was that they mentioned it, but they said something about bringing together film, video games and all that stuff into like mixing gameplay and all that stuff with. So I feel like it might be a Star Wars game that they could be working on. But who knows? This is a very long time until we see something come out of these guys. But there you go. Oh, also, the CEO is Michael Moonbauer, which, as you guys know, was part of that whole Sony Bloomberg thing that was happening. That he was part of the Naughty Dog side team that needed to. They wanted to do the Last of Us remake or whatever stuff, and then he left. So yeah, he's making this studio. So good for him, I guess. Good for him. So there you go. That's No Moon Entertainment.
And there's friends. No more.
There's no more.
There's no more.
That's all we have. Number 3. The PS5 has sold 10 million units. So this comes from the blog itself, Sony Interactive Entertainment blog. Veronica Rogers, SVP, Global Sales and Business Operation, posted here. We are thrilled to announce that as of July 18th, 2021, we have sold more than 10 million PlayStation 5 consoles globally. This makes PS5 the fastest selling console in the history of Sony Interactive Entertainment, and we couldn't be more excited about the amazing response of our fans. Congratulations to Sony. With
truly
supply constraints and all that stuff,
the shortages, all kinds of stuff.
Still the fastest selling console in their history.
That's just
Calvin.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of that is scalpers?
From what I've seen, and I mean, Twitter numbers are never accurate, right? I've seen people throw numbers around. It could be anywhere from 10 to 15%. So I don't think so. I'm sure they make up some some portion of that.
Yeah.
But what I thought was super interesting, it doesn't say in this report, but there were further numbers coming out about the software that we saw matched up. So people were like, okay, so 10 million PS5s have been sold globally. What software looked like, right? And we saw that Miles Morales was, I think, 7.5 million. We're like, okay, that lines up. But what about Returnal and Ratchet and Clank?
And those, Returnal I think was like 500,000 units.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Ratchet was either 1 million or 1.1.
Yeah.
So if we're going with 1.1, a total of 1.6 million. So a little over 10% of people that own PS5s are playing a new exclusive. If we exclude Miles Morales, I feel like that having a lower price point makes sense of it being sold so well. But
Yeah.
you would think, okay, I have a new console, I want to play new games. Returnal is pretty niche.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, I feel, is way more accessible, and still you think that number would be way higher than it is.
No, but Ratchet's
so-
still not. It's a widely known IP, but it still is not like it doesn't have like the general broad appeal that like just like a standard like sports game or a Call of Duty will have.
Yeah,
So it's still
exactly.
selling really well despite the PS5 people still struggling to get them. It's still impressive, considering
Yeah.
that game had been kind of in a lull for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was gonna be my next point, is that I've seen people saying, well, if people, a small amount of people are 10% are buying combined Returnal or Ratchet and Clank or both or whatever, then that means people, like you said, are you playing the Call of Duty, they're playing Fortnite, they're playing FIFA, they're playing MLB The Show, they're playing these games that have a broader appeal to people that may not be keeping up with the games industry or keeping up with the gaming news and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's super interesting that people are potentially approaching upgrading from a PS4 to a PS5 kind of like a PC. I'm like, oh my, I'm gonna play the same games I'm playing. I'm just gonna do it on better hardware.
Yeah. So congratulations, of course, to PS5. I wonder how it would be if there wasn't any supply constraint.
Yeah, it would sell way more.
What we would see. That would be incredible. Yeah.
Well, can I say one last thing about it before we move on?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The thing that's impressive to me is that when the PS5 came out, despite the pandemic and the shortages, it's always been that thing of you don't need a PS5. You can still play PS4 games. There's not very many PS5 exclusive games. There's Demon Souls, Ratchet, Returnal, and not much else that's like huge. And it's the fact that even though you don't need a PS5, these numbers just show that people are ready to buy new hardware. Like people want it bad. That even though you don't need a PS5 because you can play most everything on a PS4, people are just ready to buy new hardware.
Yeah, you would think that because of everything going on, that it was a bad time for new hardware to release. That's not true.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
I think it was probably a good time for it to release because everyone's home and they want to play something new. So
everyone's tired of waiting around. They want the SSD. They want it to load now.
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah. So there you have it, my friends.
It's my SSD and I want it now.
Let's keep going with now that you're mentioning the SSD, let's keep going with some more PlayStation 5 news. There's a new PS5 software update that adds the option to upgrade storage. So there's quite a few things that this software update added.
Yep.
I want to mention two things. I don't want to hang around on SSD too much because it's very complicated for my mind.
Yeah.
For my simpleton mind.
SSD go burr, Gino.
Yeah, so just as now we have the option to upgrade our storage. So I don't know if you guys all know more about NVMe M.2.SSD or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I have one of those.
Okay, so then you have it. Are you gonna upgrade your PS5, Calvin?
Probably not, just because I'm gonna use it for exclusives, and once I beat a game, I'm just gonna delete it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So I don't think obviously, they're. I'm not gonna complain about the price. They're expensive as shit.
Yeah, because they're in hot demand right now. So all you gotta do is just wait.
If they're that expensive, I'm just gonna be like, all right, well, I could just buy another PS5 and then use that one as well.
Oh, I was gonna make the joke of Gino's like, it's too expensive. All right, FF14, I'm sorry, but you gotta temporarily go away.
No, absolutely not, never. that one stays permanently. I would like to hear Ignacio because he has like 4 terabytes on his PS4.
Well, because if you remember, this is what sucks because Ignacio was the one of our group that was most eager for this because he needed it.
Yeah.
Which I still don't really know why you need.
I guess we'll see if he'll still get it. Another thing here that I want to mention, this one's for you, Alan.
I know.
The trophy thing is getting updated as well to look. So you probably know more about it. It's horizontal now.
Yeah.
It was horizontal. Now it's vertical.
So I'll have to throw up a photo. I saw Ps5 Trophies on Twitter, Brian, because right now they have the beta going on for the next PS5 update. So the beta's going on, and he tweeted out yesterday, I think earlier today, of whoever's in this beta, post a screenshot of what that trophy list looks like. There's all kind of changes. I'd recommend checking out Mystic Ryan on YouTube. He did a great video breaking down almost all of the projected beta updates for this new update, PS5 update. But yeah, right now the PS5 trophy icons are horizontal, like it's flat. They're fat images. You can't see all the information. You have to click into it to go into it and see all this BS information. You know, if you don't collect trophies though, I sound like a freaking Charlie Brown adult with my moi sound. But now they're changing it where it's now vertical, where now it's actually looking almost identical to how the PS4 looks. That way it just shows you more information in just a smoother process. That way, instead of having to click and then read, you just go in there and there it is.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of other updates that are fantastic, but being a trophy hunter, that's all I cared about.
Yeah, one other update I do want to mention is that you do have the ability with that update to customize your control center now to like delete stuff and change stuff around. So we're starting to see now the change of the UI, which is great. Because the PS4 UI is incredible. So it's nice to see, you know, this UI is clean, but I would like them. The other function that they're changing is the friend thing. So that's a good thing that they're doing. And
they're making it where TV can do 3D audio from your TV because it will use the microphone of your controller to figure out the sound of your room. Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff in that update. So I'm glad that they're listening, that they're trying to improve, and it's only going to get better. So I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you, PlayStation Sensei.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks so much. So let's see. That is all we have, my friends, for the big news of the week. We still got a little bit more things to talk about. So Alan, take us into new and notable.
I'm still waiting for Kyle to make a graphic for that because I told him he should.
Kyle, I think, is probably in jail right now for killing Ignacio.
That's true.
You know?
So I'm gonna change the order of these because I'm gonna save the two hard-hitting ones for us personally for the end.
Of course.
So first off, we have Gardevoir arrives as a new playable Pokemon in Pokemon Unite. We didn't mention this, but there is a League of Legends Pokemon game out there right now.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week.
I don't remember that. And it's sad because I was there last week.
I did it in what we've been playing.
I know, it's sad. I was there. So they're adding Gardevoir. It's so sad. I was there last week and I don't remember that.
You asked me a lot about it.
I know. We have, okay. Skatebird is delayed to September 16th. It was originally going to release on August 12th. Avengers War for Wakanda releases on August 17th as a free update. So you know that game's going to blow up hella hard.
Oh yeah.
People are still playing Avengers? That's still
it's Game of the Year. Halo Infinite tech preview or beta, if you're a different person, or flight was this past weekend. So apparently people have been loving it. Someone posted a video on Twitter of apparently a bot was teabagging a dead player.
That was funny.
Really?
Yeah, that was
I missed that.
I saw that.
I'll see if I can find it and tag it. But yeah, that was a thing. But now we have to go down, guys, because things are bad. Things are bad. Us as a PlayStation community got hit. Horizon Forbidden West was delayed to early 2022, and we all saw this coming.
But Sony hasn't said it yet.
Yes. So this could not be true, or it's probably true, but
it's 100% true, but they just haven't said it yet.
But so shocking nobody, 2022. So there you go.
Yeah.
Gino, PlayStation was out for you. They came for you outside of Twitter because Kena Bridge of Spirits was delayed to September 21st instead of the original August 24th.
Yeah, at least it was only a month. I guess it stays that way. I feel like they internally delayed this game before they announced the release date.
Man.
Because you remember in the CES thing, they had March 2021.
Yep.
And then when they revealed the date, it was August. So
I should have.
So yeah,
I should have counterpicked this in our fantasy draft. I should have counterpicked this.
Alan, delay only makes a game better. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not entirely true. Now,
yeah, look at what is that? Duke Nukem Forever?
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
That came out several years ago.
Cyberpunk.
So everyone, I saved the hardest hitting news for the last one. We're hurting as a community and as a world at large. Digimon Survive was delayed to Q3 2022.
That's big. Wasn't that game supposed to come out in 2020?
I don't want to talk about that.
That game's not coming out. Man, I'm telling you.
The last time we had like a deep dive on this game and saw it was 2019.
Good Lord.
But this game's
Good
gonna
Lord.
come out and be a 10 out of 10. I feel it.
You think so?
Not
Oof.
easy. But this means
I
I get
find
to
that-
pick a different game for the fantasy drafts. So Senate could
Two
do
of
me a
my
solid.
games, I got a Horizon and Breath of the Wild. I gotta freaking take those out of my fantasy draft. dude.
Maybe someday
And
you'll
those
catch
were
up.
good. Those were gonna be my wins, man.
Yeah,
Those were
well,
gonna be my
No,
wins.
well, too bad.
Well,
Too bad.
Well.
And
What are you
the
gonna
new
do?
and noted is sad and depressing.
There you go.
But now to the lightning round. So does Gino do this? Or
No,
Calvin, you want to take it?
You could take over this, Calvin.
Yeah, you're the
Just
new
breathe.
Ignacio. You're taking a spot
Okay,
permanently.
the new Ignacio. All right, so we have Netflix developing a live-action Pokemon series. Interested to see how that goes. Final Fantasy 14 is changing the stage job icon over Trypophobia concerns from the community, which I was not aware of.
Yeah,
That's-
so I wanna talk about this for a little bit.
Mhm.
So as we all know here, Final Fantasy, there's a massive WoW exodus, right? World of Warcraft exodus, and
Yep.
a lot of these people are going to Final Fantasy 14. And the team over at Square Enix that does Final Fantasy 14, director specifically as well, Naoki Yoshida, they are doing all the right things to keep a new player base here.
Mhm.
They're being very candid. As you know, Naoki Yoshida, I didn't put this in the news before, but he released a statement saying that it's been very hard with the influx of new players. So he blamed himself. He's like, I'm sorry, this is my fault that you guys have been waiting for the having these queue times to log in and stuff like that. So we're working hard to make the servers work better for everyone coming in. And I think that's going to be incredible that they're working on that now. I think this is a great time for them to do that with Endwalker coming out, because people are going to try the shit out of that. So the fact that they're working on the servers now means that this influx of new players that they were not expecting is a freaking blessing in disguise. Obviously, it's great, but still, it's nice that it's making them work on the servers a lot earlier than they would have had to for Endwalker. But the fact that this team is being so candid with stuff going on, because someone asked him, do you think that you beat World of Warcraft? And he said to that question, he's like, I don't like that people do that people say that, because the inspiration for Final Fantasy 14 is World of Warcraft. So we wanted our game to be like that, but we wanted it to be a Final Fantasy game first. But we're heavily inspired by World of Warcraft. So he knows his place in here. And I'm sure he knows that they are better. So especially with everything going on now. So so a little thing like this, I wanted to put this in here. They had a Sage job icon, right? Which is the new healer class being released in Endwalker. And every little class has this little icon that is them. And if you guys don't know, Trypophobia is, let me read it here, because I didn't know what Trypophobia was.
I don't know what this is.
So let me tell you real quick. Trypophobia, where is it? Where does it say?
Oh,
right here.
I see it.
Do you have the definition there of what it is?
No, but I see the icon.
Yeah.
I
Oh, right
know
here. Okay,
from-
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. So Trypophobia, it is, where is it?
Is this the fear,
aversion is known as
fear of
trypophobia.
holes?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
The fear when they see clusters of small holes or bumps. So a lot of the community, mentioned this, and he outright immediately, released a blog post. Hey, we're going to change the icon. We're going to make it this. It's not going to really change the design of it, but it's going to get rid of the holes. And for those that have trypophobia, this will help. So something so specific, and what you would think is something so minuscule, Like it's not like everybody has that. I assume a very small amount of people have trypophobia, but it's still relevant. It's still relevant to them, which is incredible. The fact that this team decides to change something in the game because of some people being scared of, having a phobia of a certain thing.
Yeah.
So they are doing all the right things to, nurture this player base that they're gaining. And you were seeing videos on YouTube of is Final Fantasy winning this MMO, war or whatever. And I think it's cementing its place here is what it's doing.
Yeah.
Where this is the MMO now, where a lot of people would think, oh, MMO, that's World of Warcraft, right? I feel like now it's going to be MMO, that's Final Fantasy 14, right?
Yep.
So it's going into this, it's always been an incredible game, after Realm Reborn. But it's now going into this golden age, which I think is incredible, with an upcoming expansion that I think is just gonna knock the boots off of everybody. So it's exciting that there's a lot of new players coming in, and they're going to be a part of these new expansions that everyone's been enjoying. So there you have it. That a great team doing great things, man, and it's nice to see.
100%, 1,000%. Shout out to Yoshi P for those that know the
Yeah.
moniker. Last thing we have on here is the Playdate is taking pre-orders for 22 units. However, initial stock has sold out. So for those that don't know what the Playdate is, it is a handheld console. We're seeing a handheld console kind of rejuvenation. Obviously, the Switch to hybrid console kind of bringing that back. The Steam Deck, which I know you guys talked about, we're seeing that coming. Also, is it December of this year? Is the Steam Deck correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's later this year.
Yeah. Okay, so we're seeing the Steam Deck in late 2021, and then Playdate, I think early 2022. But it looks almost like a smaller Game Boy with a crank on the side.
Yeah, what even?
And the way it's gonna.
What even is? I like you, Calvin. You posted this on Twitter, and I had no idea what you were talking about.
To be fair, I said, man, I want a Playdate, but I have no money, so it's like it without the context that can be taken a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a small handheld console. It's got a D-pad, a few buttons on it. It's got a crank, and the way it works is you pre-order the console. I believe it's $129, and it comes with the 1 or 2 games downloaded on it. And over time, it'll update and you'll have more games released, I want to say monthly. So you're paying $129 for the console and then a series, I believe, of 24 games, I think is correct. And so they've said some of these experiences are shorter, some of them are longer, some of them use the crank, some of them don't. So it's just like this really weird like handheld console that it's got a black and white screen. There's nothing out there like it, so I want one.
Yeah.
Though it's probably gonna be a bit before I get one. So.
What I need to ask. So like for video people, you can see what the Playdate looks like on screen. Like when I saw this photo on Twitter, when I got replied to and was shown what the Playdate looked like, what in the hell is the crank even gonna do?
That's the question.
Like
it looks, Alan, like when I saw it, obviously I'm not really interested in it. I feel like maybe it might be a little bit too expensive for what it is. But when I saw it itself, I thought this looks like something like if I was in, TJ Maxx or Ross Dress for Less and I walked to the video game section or like the toy section, I would see the Playdate there. Like it looks like that's the kind of vibe it has. It looks cute. It's a cute little thing. So
what they don't tell you is that you don't charge it. It doesn't take batteries. The crank's actually how you charge it.
Oh,
can you imagine?
Crank charge. That's great.
Like, God, could you imagine? You're like, someone's like, "Hey, you're gonna play the Playdate," and you go, "I would, but I didn't charge it last night." Well, plug it in. No,
you don't understand.
No, you don't understand. So someone comes over and you're sitting there, you're cranking, and they're like, "What are you doing? Are you playing the Playdate?" You go, "No, I'm charging it. I'm charging it."
So just for more info, it is sold out for the stock that they had for this year for 2021. They had 20,000 units. Pre-orders sold out immediately in 20 minutes, I think. So they are accepting pre-orders now for their stock for next year is what they're gonna do. So there you go. I mean, Playdate. People want it, you know.
They want that. They want that crankable charger.
Of course. So that is it for the lightning rounds, my friends, and that is it for everything that we wanted to talk about here on Crossplay. Alan, what are you looking forward to this week?
I got one thing on my mind and one thing only. Tomorrow, or when you listen to this when it goes live, we're recording this Saturday, July 31st. Tomorrow, August 1st, my local card store having that Digimon TCG Battle for Omni pre-release. Am I gonna play in it? No. But I can pick up my booster boxes tomorrow, and Sunday it'll be a stream of a box unopening because I can't talk because I'm so excited. Let's play some freaking Digimon cards, dude. Let's do this.
Real Digimaster.
Prodigious.
Of course. Calvin, what are you looking forward to this week?
So I think I'm gonna check out Death's Door because when that game came out, I heard that was literally my Twitter feed was that game for the first 2 days. The reviews were out, so definitely want to check that out. I've heard nothing but great and amazing things about it.
That's great. Death's Door. Yeah, I want to try that out too.
Gino, what are you excited? Gino, what are you excited for?
What am I excited? I am excited to get out of this chair and destroy all the gnats that have been attacking me. And that is all I can think about right now, guys. I really need to destroy every single thing that has flown around me right now.
Stop adopting
It's like
them.
I'm getting harassed, man. I'm getting harassed by all these gnats. It's freaking crazy, dude. It's so bad. But other than that, just video games, you know what I mean? I'm very excited for video games.
Any particular game, or is it just FF14?
Actually, there's so funnily enough, someone in a Discord showed a mount that they got, and I was like, I can get that, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go get that mount in Final Fantasy 14.
What mount?
It's one of the raid mounts from Stormblood from the Delta Escape fights. The Air Force mount, I think. I never got that one. I got the long snake one, but I never got that Air Force one.
You guys are nerds.
Yeah, we're nerds. Alan, where can they find your nerdy ass on the internet?
Man, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/AsYourPKK, where we're gonna be cracking a booster box of Digimon cards, and I might do random Digimon stuff on stream too with playing other games.
When are you gonna do that?
That's gonna be too late. But if
Watch the VOD.
if I get an extra booster box, then I will open up another one. But also follow me on Twitch, because whenever a set comes out, booster box on openings, let's go. Double Diamond in October, Classic Collection in December. Let's go, dude.
I kind of do want to watch you. I want to watch you unbox these because I like those cards. They look super nice.
They are, dude. I already got a list.
Done it already.
I already got a list of cards on my computer that I saved of what I have to pull from the booster box. How lucky is your boy gonna get?
Okay,
I don't know.
We'll see. Calvin, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on all sorts of websites, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, at AmazeHobbs. That is AMAZEHOBBES. Sometimes there's a space, sometimes there's not. So keep that in mind. But that's where you can find me. You can find me, my video game opinions on Twitter, see my face on Instagram, and once I get back to content, you'll see me on YouTube and Twitch.
Awesome. Perfect.
Gino, Gino, the people don't need to see you. They already know where to find you. You're blocked on Twitter. You can't. I am blocked on Twitter. You're gonna get suspended again.
Twitter famous.
I was blocked on Twitter, but I'm back, and you can find me over there at Gino_V Terry. If you guys liked everything you heard today, you can find all of us over at the Whatnauts on YouTube and your podcast service of choice. Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, Bumble, everywhere you want to look. Just search the Whatnauts and you'll find us there. But this show, my friends, has been Crossplay. And you are now dead. End it, Alan. End it.
It is over.